Most system administrator thinks deploying an email server on Linux is complicated. What if you could deploy a powerful enterprise mail platform on Linux in just a few minutes? In today's video, I'll show you exactly how to install SmarterMail on Linux step by step. Configure it properly and avoid the common issues that frustrate most IT admins. So grab your coffee, open a terminal, and let's get started. As you can see, I'm working on an Ubuntu 22.04 Linux server. To make sure we are setting everything in the right way, I will be following the official SmarterMail documentation throughout this tutorial. So follow along carefully. We got this issue here. Since we are using Ubuntu, we will use apt to install the required package instead of apk. After that, let's update the system. I always recommend doing this on a fresh Ubuntu installation to make sure all packages are up to date before moving forward. Next, we have the SmarterMail installation script. Here, X represents the version number. Since we want the latest features and updates, we will replace it with the latest available SmarterMail version and proceed with the installation. Let's update the script with the latest SmarterMail version and run it in the terminal. The installer will automatically download all the required files and begin the latest installation process. For the installation options, we will keep the default setting and continue to the next step. The default configuration works perfectly for the most deployments. Great, the installation is now complete. Let's access SmarterMail using the server IP address first. Later, after configuring the DNS record and pointing the domain to the server, we will be able to access it using the domain name instead. The website isn't opening yet. Sometimes this happens due to firewall or network configuration issue. So let's start troubleshooting. First, let's check the firewall status. As you can see, UFW is inactive and there are no firewall rules blocking the traffic. That means the issue is likely somewhere else. Looking at the server configuration, we can see that only port 22 is currently allowed for SSL access. Since we are running this server on Azure, we also need to allow the required port from the Azure portal. So let's go ahead and open port 80 and 443 which are required for web access. Let's start opening port 80. Create a new inbound rule, leave the default setting unchanged, set the destination port to 80. Name the rule SMTP and then save it. Next, we'll do the same for port 443. Create another inbound rule, keep the default settings, set the destination port to 443, name the rule HTTPS, and save the configuration. Once both rules are added, the server will be able to accept the traffic over HTTP and HTTPS. Now that the inbound rules have been saved, let's try accessing the mail portal again. Perfect, as you can see, the SmarterMail portal is now loading successfully. However, we are not finished yet. The installation is complete, but the actual configuration starts here. So stay with me as we continue with the GUI setup using the official documentation. You will see two deployments options here. The second option is for the failover setup, which we will cover in a separate video. Since we are setting up a single mail server, select standalone and click next. Now create an administrator account. Choose a strong username and password, as this account will have full control over your mail server. Once you are done, click next. Finally, log in using the administrator credentials you just created. And that's it, your SmarterMail server is now installed and ready for configuration on Linux. We have successfully installed SmarterMail on Linux, but the journey doesn't end here. As you can see, this is still a fresh installation, and we haven't configured any domains, DNS record, SSL certificates, or mail setting yet. In the next video, I will show you the complete mail server configuration process from start to finish, including domain setup, DNS record, security settings, and creating your first mail account. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.